Hey everybody, Uncle Dougie here. Thanks for watching the video. In today's video, I want to talk about my Bowen flatbed Ford garage.
What's in the box?
Dude, relax. I'll tell you. I'm just doing an intro.
What's in the box?
Dude, come on.
What's in the box?
Dude, I said it's a garage, not a box. Relax. In this video, I'd like to talk about the Bowen custom flatbed Ford garage and everything that I have in it. Let's take a look. Man, that guy's a prima donna. I'll tell you, the first thing that's not in here is dirt. I came down the Forest Road and it was a little sticky after some rain last night, and all this dirt got piled up on there. So let me get this out of the way first. We'll get this thing knocked open. Woo! This is gonna be a true test of the friggin' gaskets on this bad boy. All right. Oh yeah, clean as a bell inside. Really nice set of gasket they have running around inside here. All right, so the first thing I have in here, usually, not usually, but at the end of a trip, only because I was camping again last night, a little bit of trash, that's expected. I do have an old beach towel just if I got to get down and do some winch work or something like that to keep myself out of shape. I got my Dragonfly tarp, keep it on this side. I got some big trash bags. I use those usually when I'm at campsite, if I'm there for multiple days. Along with the trash bags comes a trash bin. I like having that for multiple day trips. The old trasher picker-upper in there as well. If you don't have one of these, get one. They're not super expensive. I think I got this one at Walmart, to be honest with you. So always do your best. Pick it up even if it's not yours. REI camp chair. It's a nice Flex-Lite camp boss chair. I like this chair a lot. Low profile, it blows around a little bit in the wind, so if it's a windy day, it's not the best. This is the ground tarp, Sea Gear. It's about an 8 foot by 8 foot tarp. The dirt kind of settles down through the cracks. Lay that down underneath where my steps are. I have a couple of leveling blocks that are used for leveling the truck. Winner, chicken dinner on that one. This is actually just a piece of foam that I'm gonna put up on the door for Expo, because Expo is coming up in about 2 days. But this is just so anybody taller than me doesn't bang their head, and I end up giving my camper to them because they bump their head. Get down here, slid in where it wasn't moving around too much. Little razor tooth saw that I use for clearing some of the bigger branches when I don't want a super pen stripe. Unhooked it, sitting up here on top. These are my stairs. This is the stairs that get into my camper. What else do I got? Boulder tools. This is a repair kit for the tire. So if I get a puncture in my tire, this lets me clean out the tire and do an on-the-road repair if that's the absolute need be. I do have a full-size spare, but this is just a super backup. Smaller towel. Can never have too many towels. And then I have my ARB compressor in here, but along with my compressor, I have my air line and my inflator valve gauge. This is a little pouch full of extra ARB parts, and I actually even have a blower in here, so I like to take my air filter out every once in a while when it's a really dusty run and blow out the air filter. Look at that, another towel. Can never have too many towels. This one usually I think I use to clean off the ARB hose if it's really dusty out and whatnot. These are big spikes that I got with a washer on them. And then I use my impact wrench and I put these down into hard ground. Out here in Arizona, we rarely get ground that we can pound it into steak without killing ourselves. So I use these, stake down my mat. And occasionally I do have just some basic stakes like this too that I use if it is a little bit soft and everything. So that's everything on this side. We'll go around and take a look at the other side. Tell you what, I better get this video done soon. These storm clouds are popping up way earlier than I thought. It's 10:41 and I'm a little bit south of Flagstaff, heading up to the expo as I said, but got some pretty heavy rain right here at Lake Kinnickinnick yesterday, and the way these clouds are building up, I need to be in a better spot soon. So let's get through this. All right, we're on the driver's side. Let's see what I got in my Bowen Customs Ford garage, and I got a lot. Let's start off with safety first, third, fourth, whatever you want to do it. Fire extinguisher, always important to have fire extinguisher. All right, on top of fire extinguisher, we also have beach chair, because why not? You never have too many chairs. Your comfort is the most important thing. Trenching shovel, had it around for a long time. I don't have a bathroom inside the camper, so I have a portable toilet that I use, and the shovel gets used all the time for that. This is my FloJo fuel transfer pump, and I'll do another video based on this. This allows me to get the gasoline from my extra gas tank I have in here, that I'll show you shortly, into the other tank. And it works really nice. What else we got? Impact wrench. Use this to get the lugs off of my tires when I'm doing the tire rotation or tire chain. And as I talked about just a little bit ago, I also use this to drive those big old spikes down on the floor mat that I have on the entry to the camper. This right here is the set of spades, mattocks, and attachments to an axe that I bought at Expo last year. And I want to tell you the name of it because I forgot. There's not a name on the outside, but this is Forest Tools, made in USA, and it comes with a shovel attachment, a little mattocks attachment, it's got a pick attachment, and then the actual axe itself is right in here, and I'll get to it just because it's buried underneath some other stuff. You see them at Expo, buy one. I found it works out fantastic for me. Here we go. What else we got in here? Limb shears. Use these a lot. I don't mind pinstriping, but when it's a huge branch, it's easy just to jump out and grab those. Tool roll. This is my tool roll from Venture Tool Company. Another purchase I got at Expo last year. It's been a great roll. Do another video on this probably at some point. Show you all just the tools that I have. But these are actually really good rolls, made here in the United States. Guys out of Colorado. Super great product. Another piece of foam for the door. We talked about that earlier for Expo, so nobody bumps their heads. I just have a rubber band strap in here. This holds a couple things in place, keeps them from just jostling around when I'm actually on the road. This little tray is one of those trays that you'd normally set under a drying rack on your kitchen counter. What I found that it works really good for me is when I have my outdoor shower set up, I put this down on the ground. I shower and I'm standing on this, so if it's like Arizona or Utah, some of the places where there's prominently more dirt and dust than there is grass, it's nice just to have this to stand on, dry off, and then if anything, I can just rinse my feet off just a touch, throw my flip-flops on and everything after a shower. Another one. Another chair. You never have too many chairs. This one's nice. I usually use it when I set up my table and do some work outside. It's got a little folding table on one side. It's got a little cooler on the other side. Who can't pass up a chair that has a cooler on it, right? Here's the axe that I was telling you about. This is the Forest Tools Maxed tool, and right here is where you put on the different attachments. So this is where your shovel attachment will go on, your mattocks or your pick, and it's also got a really nice axe blade on it. Again, I got this at Expo. I think it's a really great product. It keeps me from having to carry all those other tools, so it fits in here really nice. Okay, I made a couple of get them all undone there. These are just chalk wheels. When I chalk my wheels, a neighbor across the street from my parents had some old RV chocks, the ones that you run down between a fifth wheel where you got the double axle in the back, and I took that part off and just have it. I took a little bit of paracord, and then I got a couple of orange pickleballs, because who doesn't love pickleballs? So when I do set these in place, I'll do some B-roll on this later. Best thing is this pickleball is sitting out, and I know that these are in place, so I don't forget them. And it also makes it a lot easier for me to pull them out of place when I grab the pickleball. So maybe I'll do another video on that at some point, because who can never have enough videos? Here's 2 of those bad boys. Awesome. All right. And then on the roof of my truck, I have some exit tracks, and exit tracks come with this little connector that allows me to put the 2 tracks together, and or it works great as a base for a bottle jack. So that also is kept inside. I have 4 just traditional tent spikes that I probably never use, only because the ground is always extremely way too hard in Arizona, and those things would be bent in half. This was another product that I picked up at Expo last year. This was the Bottle Jack Buddy. So you put this on your bottle jack. This shape right here, this curve is shaped to the same size as a Ford F-250 axle. So it really just gets up there and safely allows that bottle jack to stay in place. I probably will definitely do another video about this. I like it a lot, but I have found that it actually only works on 1 or 2 spots, and it might only be 1 spot on the axle, just where there's some extra lines, brake lines, and other things in the area, especially some of this other stuff. So maybe if they cut these down a little bit, or just did a little bit more design work on them, but otherwise it is a great feature. It wasn't super expensive, and it's another item I got at Expo. Look at all the stuff you can get at Expo. This is just for my exit tracks. It's the straps that you put on, so if you get them stuck down in mud or in sand, that's what that is for. And then I have my 12-ton bottle jack that I got off of Amazon. That lives down in here. I've used it a few times for tire rotations, and working on the truck, it works really good. And this is also for the bottle jack. And then this is a small funnel that sometimes I use with the Gas Buddy when I'm transferring fuel. Let's see, what else do I got? What else? Oh yeah, last thing in here right now. So this is my gray water tank, and it's actually black, but that's okay. This was a great idea that another camper gave me when I very first got my truck. It was the first weekend I was up at Mountain Expo West in Loveland. And this kind of is a stealthy gray water tank, so I'll do a whole nother video on it. So the fact that it's a black barrel, and what's nice too is then you can take the lid all the way off, and you get home, you can easily spray that with a hose and get everything out of it, and it's super clean. This nice little threaded insert piece on the top fits with my hose coming off of the camper, and it is really dark, so if you are to set that down like that back behind your tire, and you are at a camp spot where you're quote-unquote not supposed to have gray water lines or things like that coming out, it sort of disappears, and that's the whole kind of stealthiness about having that. Okay, other than that, and I'll pull the camera around and show you guys this in a second, the last thing I left in the old garage here is my 35-gallon extended range fuel tank. And because I am gasoline and not diesel, I cannot have a gravity feed line going to my main 40-gallon tank underneath the rails of the truck. So this is from Bowen Welding. It's a company out of Florida. It's a super great product, and it's really been fun to have it. And let me show you with some B-roll what it looks like and how much space there is here. There are some other people that might do some videos, or you might hear some stuff or see some stuff from Bowen Customs. There is room in here to put a slider tray and put bikes. You can do 2 bikes if you take your pedals off, I know that's for sure. You can definitely do 1 bike, and if you had to, you could do a tire. This is about, and we'll do measurements and we'll throw some specs up and stuff in the in some B-roll footage, but you can definitely get a lot of stuff in here. I'm just noticing that I did fill my gas tank absolutely full, so my tip over valve is sweating just a little bit, so I have to tell myself not to park on so much of an angle like I am right now, but again, it's sweating enough just to where it's dripping and then it's evaporating, so no big deal. All right, so that's everything that I have inside my Bowen Customs Ford garage. Let's do some B-roll so you can see the tank. All right, everybody, I got everything packed up and I'm ready to hit the road. Flagstaff's just down the road there. You can see San Francisco peaks in the background. Expo is in 2 days. It's currently Wednesday. Expo starts on Friday. I'll have my truck set up in the four-wheel campers booth, so come by and say hi. Of course, this video won't be out before then, but come by and say hi anyway. And if you got any questions on the Bowen Customs Ford Garage, it's not a box, Brad. It's not a box. Go to Go to Bowen Customs website, and if you got any question on any of the gear inside there, leave it down in the comments, and I'll try to answer any questions you guys might have. In the meantime, have a good time, because I know I'm going to. All right, we'll see you.